What's going on, everyone? It is Pop Spider, and welcome back to Starfield. Where am I going? Alright.
Will we be stopping for food? I would not mind trying something, and there are plenty of options.
I'm only doing that so I can get some... Oh, dehydrated. What? Nope, there we go.
Shocked she managed to limp back here at all. Pull it for leeches, get it fixed up, and let her know we'll have it ready as soon as we can. Ah, you are new probationary then? Crew Chief Herat. Pleasure to be working with you. It's my job to make sure all you rocket jockeys are ready for anything that comes at you up there. Now, Manifest says we're fitting you out with one comms repair suite. In addition to the standard issue welcome kit all probationary pilots get for their first mission. Medpacks, some small arms, couple spare ship parts, all the essentials in case of any surprises up there. My people will have everything on your ship before you lift off. Won't even know they were there. So, paying a visit to the people of scenic Tau Ceti 2. Nice easy one for your first job. Just keep your head on swivel and you'll come home safe. Any questions before you head out?
I'm all set.
Then I won't keep you. Make us look good out there.
It's good to be back in our own ship.
Is it true you're part alien? Do you want me to take you to our...
Take off. There we go. Alright, exit ship.
It seems unusually quiet here. It's rarely outside.
Huh.
Either I got hit harder than I thought, or you've got some incredible timing. Regardless, I think it knows you're here. I'll unlock the door. Second floor, main building. Be quiet.
So what do we got here? Too clean to be one of the settlers. Or a pirate. You see on patrol, maybe? Yeah, make my day if you said you were a shock trooper out for a stroll.
Actually, the Vanguard sent me. Though they failed to mention how bad things were.
Vanguard, huh? Yeah, I expect they didn't. I'm Hadrian. I was a researcher with the UC. I came here. On a roof. What's left? One of the nastiest aliens humanity's ever crossed paths with. And this one, well, it's something of an anomaly. Possibly a worrying one.
A terromorph? Here? Why did you not state that immediately?
Sounds like you could use my help then.
I sure could. Because to confirm my suspicions about this creature, I'm gonna need a tissue sample from it. And to get that, I need its corpse. But there is a way we can give ourselves an edge against this thing. The plant security system. The admin terminal's here in this building, but it needs its connection reset. And as I found out, that's not a one-person job. But if you can make it to the security outpost and restore the connection, I think I can get things back online. See if the settlers left us any other tools.
Excuse me. Alright then. Let's get that security system back up online.
Good. Once I see the connection reset, I'll get things underway on my end. Take care of yourself out there. And make sure you leave enough of that thing for us to get a sample.
Connection restored. I'll make this quick. Plant's turrets took a beating, but I should be able to get you a couple of kill lanes. Just get the thing to chase you down the alleys between the buildings, and you'll lead it right into a crossfire. Hello? Wish I'd found this earlier. You notice those sensors around the facility?
Spoils of
Part
victory.
of a livestock tracking system.
Hopefully they amount to
Should let
something.
you keep tabs on how close the terramorph is. But it's not connected to this network. There should be a terminal in the adjoining room. Tune it to 183.5.
All right.
Tracker's reading green. And what's that sound?
The security lockdown is active.
Shit. Stop. Stop whatever you're doing and get in cover. It's on the move. Look, I wouldn't engage directly if you can avoid it. The kill lanes. They're set up but need power. There's breakers on each of the buildings you can throw to get them live. Once they're online, lead the terramorph towards the lights and watch the fireworks. Give it hell, Vanguard.
Power levels insufficient. Proceed to next delivery. Local defenses restored. System rearm failed.
I cannot wait to kill you.
Refill.
Curious place for an industrial printing operation. Do you think, to mark the occasion, we would be allowed to take a small piece?
Damn. Hold on. Let me see what's causing the lag. Give me a sec. Let me see if this will work better. Do that. Nope. Let's see. Okay, so that is working.
Tracker's gone quiet. I suspect it's either... Wait,
You did it, didn't you? Heavens above, you just flatlined a terramorph.
Yep, all taken care of.
Oh, yeah. Taken care of. No big deal. You didn't happen to grab me a tissue sample, did you?
Here you go.
All right. I spotted a microscope downstairs. Let's see if we can't get to the bottom of this. You can do. Running basic diagnostics. Nothing. Maybe a flax can? Spectrograph. Damn. This equipment, it's not set up to do a proper analysis of our sample. But this terramorph being here, of all places, it doesn't make sense. Humanity's spread plenty of creatures in our travels across the stars. Pets, livestock, pests. But terramorphs? They're different. To our knowledge, no one's ever spread them intentionally. Yet somehow, they follow us. So when humans settle a world, 70 to 100 years later, terramorphs tend to just appear. No one knows how or why. Dangerous, but at least predictable. Talseti, though, it's too young to have a native population. It's only been colonized 20 years? But then the other option, that someone captured one of the deadliest predators in the galaxy just to wipe out some settlers minding their own business? That seems awfully implausible. Which means we're either looking at a truly strange murder or a faster type of terramorph growth, the results of which could be catastrophic. Terramorph outbreaks have taken down far bigger colonies than this one.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation to this.
There is. There has to be. We just have to find it. Time was, I had access to one of the best repositories of terramorph research in the galaxy. Seems a natural place to start looking, if I can figure how to access it. But we also need to get this sample properly analyzed, get confirmation on just how concerned we should be. Luckily, I think I know just the person to help with the sample. What would you say to delivering this to him for me? Yeah, I'd do it myself, but I need to call in some favors. See if I can't get access to that terramorph data. Plus, maybe just pop by a hospital for a little bit. Clear it with your commander first if you have to. You can even show them this. My gene tag. Tell them Hadrian Sinan is worried there could be more attacks on the horizon. They should recognize the name.
I'll mention it, but... alright. Don't worry, I'll make sure your commander agrees.
Oh, you don't understand what a weight off my shoulders. I need Doctor... I'm not... There's a place. And... Now please, go...
Oh, hello. Yes?
Oh, okay.
Right. taking off immediately, or are there other matters that require your attention?
This all feels like a dream. So if anyone tries to pinch me, I will smack them in the face.
So if anyone tries to pinch me, I will smack them in the face.
You are the greatest. No, better than the greatest. I know that's grammatically impossible, but somehow. How you manage it.
Sam, I apologize for bringing it up once more.
Oh my gosh, this again?
I have tried to understand it, but I just do not get it.
Well, again, it's pretty simple. Some of us prefer avoiding the fight. That's it.
But why would you wish to avoid a fight?
Never change.
Let's see. Pharmaceutical. Oh, wait, oh, maybe. Industrial workbench. There we go. Wait, what do I need for it? Spacesuit design. Okay. thinking about changing out the cockpit. But then again, you know, I'll probably just hold off on editing this ship for a bit until I can get the next ship that I actually want, and that comes from doing the Star Ranger missions. I'll be right back. Can we do this away from my door? Hey Siri, set a timer for 15 minutes.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. And complete. Enjoy your stay in New Atlantis.
Security here is so visible. I suppose it makes people more comfortable. Most people, anyway.
Let me see something. That should help.
I would prefer it.
All set with that
Let us just
probationary
say
mission?
I am
We can do your debrief and formally
allergic
welcome
to
you into the Vanguard
bureaucracy.
whenever you're ready.
I need your permission to deliver a terramorph tissue sample to Mars.
A terror? What? How did you walk away with the terramorph tissue sample running comms repairs? What happened to the settlers?
No survivors, all lost to a terramorph, which I killed.
You killed a terramorph on your first mission.
Yep.
If I could be frank for a moment, holy shit. Above and beyond doesn't really begin to describe it now, does it? Earned yourself some serious hazard pay on this one. But, if none of the settlers made it, who's got you delivering this sample?
There was a researcher investigating the place. She gave me this gen tag to show you.
A researcher? Let me see that. Sanan. I know that name. Let me check the database. Huh. A lot of this data's been classified. Here we go. Service record. Wow. That's a lot of commendations. Seems like she served with distinction as co-head of a UC Xenoweapons division. Faced tribunal at the end of the Colony War. And was dismissed from duty. Guess that's why I'd heard the name before. If she's former Xeno warfare, though, well, we can at least be sure she knows her aliens. Certainly seems that way. Did your survivor, Hadrian, did she mention why she thinks this sample's so special?
She's not sure what it means. She wants Dr. Walker on Mars to analyze it. Confirm it's a threat.
I see. This has been one of the more surprising debriefs I've ever been a part of. I did actually have another mission lined up for you, supporting UC system defense against the Crimson Fleet. But now I guess you have two options on how to proceed. Head to the UC Vigilance and help out SysDef, or deliver that sample. I'll make sure you've got the proper clearances for either path. Consider these your first official orders. And here, so everyone knows you're working with the Vanguard. Welcome to the Navy, Captain. Vanguard's also got some custom ship modifications. You'll be cleared for access to them next time you're down at the spaceport. Talk to ship services. Now, if there wasn't anything else...
Peace.
I also wish to be prepared for any situation, but there are practical limits, no?
Very true.
Wish that bartender at the viewport would stop complaining to security. I don't know what she lost, but she won't get it back by annoying us.
So I dust the last spacer ship, but then I realized my tank sprung a leak. I'm stuck.
Should you find yourself in need, medical supplies are available for purchase. Welcome to our... Oh, you certainly come.
Shit, he doesn't have med packs.
May you remain in good health.
Anything I can... help you with? And he's our new captain.
Let me modify my ship. Okay. Eh. Grav drive.
Everything looks good here. I'll be at my booth if you need me.
Damn. I was hoping to be able to find a better reactor, but no, fuck me, right?
I am the moth to your flame, the magnet to your reach.
Hold on, I'll be right back.
It's very rude of the universe to not welcome you with fireworks when you arrive in space. At a bare minimum, a shooting star would be nice.
Oop. Ah. Damn it.
tequila?
Do you imagine anyone actually enjoys living here? I simply cannot.
Welcome to the Sidonia Trade Authority.
Invoices can be collected from the... Oh. Not here for a delivery, are you?
I was told a man named Walker works here.
Worked. Past tense. Dr. Walker hasn't been employed here for some time now. A shame, too. We had such high hopes for Percival. I brought him on myself to do medical and biological consulting around the city. Not the sort of work the Trade Authority traditionally does. But we thought it had the potential to become a whole new type of revenue stream for our branch. I invested no small amount of personal capital into the endeavor. But then he decided to run off after a discipline issue. I presume the miners have him hidden somewhere. Plenty of cracks on this old rock. But at this point, it's probably for the best.
I can try and track him down for you. You don't sound particularly interested in finding him.
That's correct. We're no longer interested in Dr. Walker's services. He did leave his post, however, with a sizable debt to his name. If you were to find him and get him to pay, the Trade Authority would be most grateful for it.
Just this one time? I am all too aware that once one starts doing favors for the Trade Authority, it can be difficult to stop.
How much does he owe?
Why? Feeling charitable? I don't recall the exact figure off the top of my head, but with the interest it's accrued, I believe it's something substantial. So if you were able to find him and convince him to clear his accounts, you would have our honest gratitude.
I just need to know how to find him.
Yes, not everything needs to be a transaction.
Pity. Perhaps a little advance on my part might pique your interest. Visit the Sixth Circle.
The office of Governor Hurst would like to remind all Sidonia citizens.
Always nice to kick back in the room.
Broken Spear's upstairs. Go drown yourself there. This bar's for Devil's vets and their kin.
Easy, I'm Vanguard. Heard you might know where Percival Walker is.
Doc Walker? You're barking up the wrong...
Andy, you. Why don't you come here and tell me what some Vanguard captain wants with Walker?
I'll be right back, I gotta check the right.
Topsider wanders into my bar, asking after a man like Percival Walker. Raises questions. What do you want with him?
I'm on official Vanguard mission. Business. I need him to look at something.
Hello? Is that so? Well, Captain, then you should have no problem answering a few simple questions about the Vanguard, right? Like knowing, for example, what Supra et Ultra means. You remember? Your Vanguard motto? That's what I thought. You... Forget about Percival Walker, all right? Stop! Even if I did know where he was. Huh. Maybe there is something. Percival's... You make that go? Well...
I'll see what I can
that's
do.
Good to hear. Most straight... Of course, if...
Crossing the trade authority?
No.
Hey, you. Maybe a bounty hunter? Come here.
The red eyes are some badge of honor, I take it? It would be difficult to conceal.
Whether you need single, double, or family.
Was there something else? Do you now? Let me take a look. Here. And do remember, all transactions are final.
There. How much is personal?
I don't recall
Oh.
the exact. If you're feeling...
Do I not have
Do you
the
now?
amount? What? I thought I
Let me
did.
take... Here. And do remember... It seems your account...
Son of an alien whore. Alright. I gotta go outside.
Sidonia can have a depressing effect on some.
Need some more stone?
Say the word, and we shall be on our way.
Sam, out of my bed.
Appreciate the lift. Bye.
It adds barely any time. Oh my god.
About time you woke. We have things to do.
I'll be right back.
I hope you are sufficiently rested. Who knows what this day will bring? Has Cora ever mentioned what type of weapon she might prefer? A particular fighting style, perhaps?
No, because she's 12.
She could make a very skilled fighter. The sooner she begins learning, the better.
This is one of the weirder conversations I've had lately.
If she is willing, I would be pleased to work with her.
I will consider that. As the hero of the camp, you need your own comic book, your own cartoon, your own theme song. We have got
I'm back. Encumbered? What? Oh.
Got anything you need to offload?
What? Oh, it's the stuff I sold.
Trade authorities always buying. Kiosk right here for you.
Used to think I was Vanguard material, until I discovered the space drive.
Was there something else?
There.
Do you now? Very well. me take a look at his... Here, his current balance. And do remember...
You have my thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, and if you do find him, please let Percival know I'm eagerly looking forward to never working with him again.
Deluxe condos aren't anything special.
Yeah? Did you now? Fine work. My end of the bargain then, I suppose. He's holed up in the old Red Devil's HQ. Place was sealed up tight after the UC shuttered our unit, but we snuck him in the back entrance through the deep mines. Good you're going in there, actually. Bunch of spacers moved in, not long after we got Percival set up. Don't expect he'd run out before they got taken care of, but I'm sure he'll appreciate not having to find out if I left him with enough rations. Here, the passkey. And I'll let him know there's someone he owes one hell of a thank you on their way down.
Bad news for the League of Independent Settlers.
Let me see. the mantis, motherfuckers.
Well earned. Remain alert. Best to assume we have not seen the last of these spacers.
Oh, shit. Wrong person.
Hopefully these low temperatures do not interfere with our electronics. more signs of trouble.
Yeet! Mandalorian power!
Got me out of the red with the Trade Authority. Can't say I don't appreciate it, but I doubt you came all this way just to do me a favor. Now you want to explain to me why you're going around harassing nefarious old men by wiping away their hard-earned debts?
Dr. Walker, I've got a tissue sample if I need you to analyze. Full workup.
Tissue sample? You came all the way down here for that? Must be some damn important cells. You want to tell me what I'm about to be staring at?
Terramorph cells from a world too young to have one.
A fast-growing Terramorph. That is concerning. Who exactly told you to bring this to me?
Hadrian Shannon.
Hadrian? She gave you this? If she made you come all the way for this. Let's get inside. I need to see these cells.
Okay, and then inside.
Gonna ask you to not touch anything. Got some projects in the works down here, and I wasn't expecting guests. Let's gaze into this abyss, shall we? All right. Adrian really gave you this sample. You're not lying to me? Because if you told me this was a hoax, and it'd be the best damn fake I've ever seen, I'd be mad and very, very relieved.
The sample's not a fake. I collected it from a Terramorph myself.
Can't just humor an old man, huh? This sample, it's got all the indicators of the worst Terramorph attack in human history. I presume you've heard of Londinium.
Sounds familiar, yeah?
It was a city wiped completely off the map by Terramorphs. The swarms were so bad, they had to blow the spaceport and seal the place off from the galaxy at large. Not a lot of samples made it off the world from the time of the attack. But the ones that did, well, they look just like this one. I didn't detect any of the telltale signatures this specimen ever sat on a ship while it was alive, either. I don't think it was transported to Tal Ceti. This specimen, it grew there, faster than any Terramorph should. Which means, if we're about to start a new era in human-Terramorph relations, where big, sudden Londinian-style attacks can happen outside Londinian, that's not gonna end well for humanity.
The chances for survival, let alone maintaining any kind of functioning society, would be slim indeed.
So, you lugged this bad omen all the way here. You want to tell me what your plans are for it now?
Orders are to take you and the Nautilus to Hadrian. She should be waiting at the Sixth Circle.
The Circle, huh? Could use a drink about now. Here, faster we take.
Yes, you need me? I am happy to help shoulder the load. All right, then.
You know, I do really like this mod Mandalorian armor. It's just kind of wish it was Jango Fett. Move your way.
Center on P1 is a good place.
Is that really her? Hadrian.
Percival. My God, look at you. You're an old man now.
You're no hassling yourself anymore, Major. Our friend here showed me your sample. Suffice it to say...
Not here. Let's talk somewhere more private. Lou said we could use the back.
Think Hadrian's looking for you. Not the kind of person who likes to be kept waiting.
Lou gave me the abridged version of what went down. I can't thank you enough for taking care of all that.
Makes two of us.
I hope it ultimately didn't end up being too much trouble.
That's yeah,
Well,
nothing
I
I
don't
couldn't
want you
handle.
thinking it's not appreciated. So, were you two able to get that workup together?
Got it right here. That sample? It's an exact match for the ones from Londinian.
Londinian. That's exactly what I was afraid of.
Not thrilled to be the bearer of that kind of news. That's for damn sure. So tell me you've got some kind of plan for that workup.
Well, right now, we've got more questions than answers. So I've been trying to figure out what it's gonna take to access our old Terramorph data.
Good place to start. What'd you find?
It's in the archives.
The Armistice Archives? Doesn't that mean we'd be dealing with the Cabinet? And the Freestar Collective? And House Va'ruun somehow? Guess we can kiss that approach goodbye.
I didn't think the cabinet would be willing to hear us out either. But I called in some favors. They've agreed to hear us out on 2 conditions. 1, they want to see this analysis you two have procured. And 2, they want to discuss what happened on Tau Ceti. With both of us. Well, that's about the best news I've had all day. But before you commit, I want to make sure you know the whole story. Percival and I, we're not just researchers. We were military scientists, ran a division of the UC together that deployed aliens on the battlefield as weapons.
Place I was hiding out. That was our unit's home base.
After some early fits and starts at other facilities, the place eventually became the heart of UC xeno-warfare. A practice that's been banned ever since the armistice went into effect almost 20 years ago. And the UC military cut us loose for what we'd done. Oh. Well, that means a lot. It's not something I'm exactly proud of. But it was during that assignment that the UC asked us to explore deploying Terramorphs on the battlefield. The project never got off the ground, but the data our team gathered is now sitting in the archives, along with all the other information banned after the Colony War. Under the watchful eye of monitors from all the galactic factions still participating in regular politics. But if we can convince the Cabinet to help us access that data, it'll give us the tools we need to decipher what exactly this sample might mean. And hopefully, how to prevent more attacks like the one that spawned it. All right. I'm gonna go get this work up into the Cabinet's hands. I'll meet you out front of Mast in New Atlantis.
Good luck. You two are gonna need it.
Alright, time to go to New Atlantis. Ooh, there we go.
Watch out for the robots. They're surprisingly sneaky.
This seemingly simple strategy has brought bitter controversy that seems to...
Be careful down near the mines. Enter any...
See, when enabled this. This should be better.
Seems to be where we left it.
Do you think the documentary about your life will be made into a movie? And who?
You're sitting on the seat backwards. That's weird. No.
Captain! Over here.
There we go.
The workup's in the cabinet's hands. They said they'll call for us once they've gotten to properly review it. But listen, I know I should have been more forthcoming about who I was earlier. So, in the interest of full disclosure, there's one more thing you ought to know before we head up there. My relationship with the UC. It's more complicated than it might seem at first glance. The UC's actually the only reason I'm here in the first place. I am a clone of a man named Francois Sanon, one-time fleet admiral of the UC during the Colony War, former head of the UC Navy. They called him Vae Victus, woe to the defeated, in Old Earth Latin, a title he earned. The program I was a part of, it was the UC's attempt to create a new generation of military minds from one of their most respected tacticians. Secure the leadership of the UC military for generations to come.
Doesn't sound like they succeeded in securing their legacy.
No. They made a pretty grave miscalculation. The man I was cloned from, my father, was executed for acts he committed during the war. The man caused a lot of death, on both sides. Freestar Collective, and UC. Military, and civilians. And the things he did, well, they're a part of the reason the UC and Freestar Collective aren't really on great terms to this day. So my involvement, it could be another obstacle they throw at us up there. I just wanted you to be forewarned.
You're not your father. If the cabinet doesn't see that, it's their problem, not yours.
I really appreciate you saying that. I just thought you deserved to know, considering how much you've done already.
Holding a grudge against where a person comes from, that is both ignorant and cruel.
Just the way things are sometimes. You know, while we've got a second, was there anything else we needed to discuss? I know you got dropped into the middle of this pretty fast. Or, if you've got any last-minute business to attend to, now might be a good time. No telling how long the cabinet's gonna keep us waiting out here.
Let's go. Oh, shit.
Still no work.
Don't have any questions. Let's get going.
Then I guess it's just a matter of... something you...
Nope. Let's go! Whoop! Cabinet chambers.
Ah, welcome. You must be the captain Hadrian mentioned in her report. You have
I'll be back.
arguments
I gotta
for
use the
risks
restroom.
you faced in securing this information.
Alright, I'm back. Hadrian made it clear in that addressing this issue is required the most
I'm sure she did.
security. Blah.
Yes,
English.
well, precisely how urgent is what I hope we'll determine here today. So now, we have two petitioners here making a surprising request. Access to the UC Xeno Warfare Team's Terramorph data, currently housed in the Armistice archives. A request which will require not just this body's agreement, but that of all three Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Varun. Now, Captain, we've all read Hadrian's report on the subject, but we have yet to hear from you. Perhaps you could summarize for the Cabinet what it is you see as the goal of this endeavor.
We need the archival data to find a way to stop a possible Terramorph apocalypse.
That's quite the leap, Captain. Madam President, I object to the very premise of this meeting. While no one would argue that what happened on Tau Ceti was anything less than a tragedy, Terramorph attacks are not some sudden new threat on the horizon. They've been happening for generations. To demand we hand over banned archival knowledge and possibly upset the balance of galactic diplomacy because of a single attack seems at best panic. And at worst, a power grab by the daughter of a bloodthirsty warmonger and her associates.
I would remind the chief diplomat who he's speaking to. If it's my father you're looking to address, you're welcome to consult a medium. I would also ask, how many deaths the Cabinet requires to act? 50? 50,000? Because if tragedies like Tau Ceti are just prelude to more attacks, I have no doubt you'll get the body count you require.
Let's keep this civil, shall we? And while there should be no doubt the preservation of life stands paramount among this body's duties, Chief Yassine has a point. Will a single attack, however troubling, be sufficient to convince the other factions to grant us access to what they no doubt consider weapon data? I don't think it's enough. Perhaps you can help, Captain. As the one who actually collected the sample in question, did this Terramorph seem at all alarming to you?
It wiped out a colony that never saw it coming. That's pretty alarming.
That is worth considering. This attack took place on an almost completely uninhabited world. The casualties were minimal as a result. But if there's another attack, will we be so lucky?
Yes, a fine point, Admiral. So then, Captain, given the discussion now and the information you've been privy to thus far, if you were in our position, would you grant the request made to open the archives?
If there's a chance that happened, if there's a chance of what happened on Tau Ceti could happen elsewhere, we need to grant the request.
Whatever risks exist, they are outweighed by this imminent threat. I agree. The request should be granted.
I'm inclined to agree.
As am I.
I suppose that does get to the heart of the point, doesn't it? Very well. I consent. The galaxy was lucky you were here today, Captain.
You and I are in agreement, Chief Diplomat. So, if there are no other objections, I believe we can agree to give our full backing to make the request to... What was that?
I have things I wish to discuss when you have time.
Incident.
I wanted to thank you
Sarkin, what's happening?
for giving me the chance to work with you.
There's been an attack.
I know we met under,
Terramorphs.
You seem to be acclimating well to Constellation.
Just as predicted.
Good God.
There must be another explanation. The
Pay is
creatures
great, but the people are
evaded
alright.
our scanners.
None of us are in this for the credits. You have certainly become a vital part of the organization. That is a credit to your abilities. If I may, from what you have seen, do you think I fit in well with the rest of Constellation?
Yes, ma'am.
Admiral Logan, the local barracks can provide support?
I'll make the order myself. Nearest anti-Xeno
If
squad
you're
is
asking, I
off-world.
assume you feel like you don't.
Going to take a while to bring...
No, I do not. But I find it hard to quantify. Many of the other members are polite, but distant. I worry that my background and my actions concern them. I have not shared much, but everyone knows I worked with smugglers for years. I am no stranger to violence and death.
I'm sure accepting the unfamiliar can be hard for people.
I know. For those that have not lived it, it can be difficult to imagine or accept. Others here have seen conflict, but for more noble causes. Vladimir is the only one here who can begin to understand. He was the one who pressed the group to include me.
Trust me, you have a lot going for you.
That is kind of... I know this seemed by a group.
Hurry up.
Thank you. Discussing. I wanted to thank... I know that... It would have been. Thank you.
We're on it, ma'am.
Yeah.
Captain, I'm right behind you. Let's get down.
Nat Station.
You! CEM rifle!
Now hit him with everything you've got.
Stop! We're trying to help you!
Thank you for what you did.
The way those people...
We tried to... But some of the other
Pheromonic project. It affects everyone. You kill them more. Let's do it.
That's unlocked.
Let's get to some action! Spaceport.
My God, no time to waste, Captain. Boots in the dirt.
For the Spaceport District. All citizens are required to proceed to the nearest shelter.
What the fuck?
Find that statue pleasing.
I wonder if it will...
Go to store if they change the design of the...
Welcome to prison, motherfucker!
course the United Colonies is paying close attention. Heaven forbid something escaped unnoticed.
Got the remaining
Not everything in the galaxy needs to come with us, you know.
They said you've done this before. Well, one fire team to spare and whatever supplies you need, but I can't risk them taking over any more of my men. Put those things down and do it fast. We'll hold them as best we can.
Heard you might be looking for some...
You two have any experience?
Only the brief they just...
Surviving a
We're not using... Roger that. We're on... Still more out there. Be careful.
I'm coming.
Oh God. Captain! It's going to be okay! It's not real! Whatever you're experiencing right now, it's...
Not real!
We have to put down that floor!
What is this, a new surprise? Let's see how quickly.
I bet it actually is real.
It's here! It's here! I do it now! That's the best you said!
Don't fuck with me.
I'd like wherever. Look at that, the smell will not be an issue.
Target down. Nice work, Captain.
The rest of the city is safe, thanks to us. You deserve whatever accolades you have coming. What did you need?
You got something for me?
Indeed I do. Back to it then.
Guess they weren't kidding about you two. Universe put the right people in the right place.
You all held the line. You're heroes here, not us.
Certainly doesn't feel like it. I don't want to think what would have happened if you two hadn't been here.
Just glad we could rise to the occasion. Captain, we should report back to the President. Let her know the Terramorphs have been dealt with. Take care of yourself, Sergeant.
Let me go put all this stuff in my ship real quick.
That's a relief to hear. Thank Captain. Hadrian, it would appear that the Cabinet owes you our thanks for what you did for the city today. As well as an apology. Your concerns about the Terramorphs, well, consider them validated.
Thank you, ma'am.
Agreed. Thank you.
Of course. I only wish we could have acted sooner. Now, today's events have only clarified our path forward in the eyes of the Cabinet. You will have our full support in collecting the Terramorph data from the archives, as well as a subsequent investigation into the nature of these attacks. But to accomplish those goals, we're going to need the right people in the right places. As such, the Cabinet has authorized me to reinstate you, Hadrian, effective immediately, to your former rank of Major. As soon as we've got the data in hand, we want you investigating these attacks and how to stop them. Will you do this?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'd be honored.
Excellent. But as you've both made clear, for such an investigation to succeed first, we're going to need someone to convince the Freestar Collective and House Va'ruun to play ball. Someone who knows precisely the sorts of dangers the colonies and all the galaxy are facing right now. The Cabinet wants you, Captain, to be that representative.
If you're sure this is the wisest course of action.
We do. In exchange, we're willing to fast-track your citizenship upon collection of the data. So, will you help us?
You can count on me.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, we, of course, won't be sending you in without the proper support. Deputy McIntyre in the Office of Interstellar Affairs will be your guide on gaining access to the archives. You should be able to find her in her office across the hall. And on behalf of the whole of the United Colonies, you have our thanks. You're dismissed.
You've got the capital to prevent more attacks.
I'm gonna go check in with Chief Engineer Kulkarni. Start getting a plan together for that data.
These orders. A Vanguard captain. You... Yes, sir. I'll make sure they get what they require. That must make you my Vanguard captain. Welcome to Interstellar Affairs. I'm Deputy Chief Diplomat McIntyre, Chief Yassine's second-in-command. I heard you were instrumental in protecting the city from the attack. You have my gratitude. I was also informed that you gave quite the presentation to the Cabinet. Chief Yassine wants you to know the Interstellar Affairs Office is fully committed to this endeavor, accessing the Terramorph data and beyond. We're going to do everything in our power to make sure you have the tools you need. And that means first getting you into the archives. You do know what the archives are, correct?
They're the fuck it, I can't. I'm not. I'm bad
Someone
at
paid
English.
attention in current events. So, then you also know that it was originally managed by the 3 major galactic players. Access to the archives is only granted in cases of dire emergency, and requires a one-time use code from each of the 3 Armistice signatories. UC, Freestar Collective, and House Va'ruun.
Now, the UC's already on board, so that means we'll need to convince 2 people. The ambassadors of the Freestar Collective and House Va'ruun to hand over their codes. Get them both and you'll have your data. But that's a lot easier said than done.
You think they'd be claymoring to help after the spaceport attack?
I couldn't agree more. However, both ambassadors have reasons they won't, or can't, work with us. Now, I'll provide guidance on how we believe you can acquire each code, but ultimately, it'll be up to you to get them both to cooperate.
And I do mean cooperate. Threats and violence are off the table here. Though that doesn't mean we can't get creative.
But it does mean we need to get you up to speed on who you're dealing with. Who do you want to start with? Ambassador Radcliffe of Freestar, or Ambassador Balmore of House Varoon?
Tell me about Radcliffe.
The good Ambassador Radcliffe. She's a veteran of the Colony War, and her only goal in life is to make ours miserable.
It sounds as though I will enjoy this.
Now, officially, our office is suggesting you try and negotiate with her. Use your experiences as a member of the military and with the threat we're facing to convince her to lend her support. And who knows? Maybe that'll work. Stranger things have happened. But my suspicion is we're going to have to rely on other tools to get her code.
Alright then, tell me about these tools. Then.
Certainly. See, good diplomacy is all about the careful application of pressure. We just need to find the squeeze. UC Intelligence has a recording device planted in the ambassador's living quarters, which we suspect you can use to your advantage. But getting caught trespassing is a quick way to land yourself in an embassy holding cell. So, if you are going to try and access the device, you're going to need to find a way in there without being seen. Now, we recovered some intel we believe should be able to help with that. But there's also a disgruntled staff member you might be able to pump for information. Maybe even convince to work with you.
That's all the information I need on Radcliffe.
All right. Here. And take these. Chief Yassine wanted you to have some options on how to proceed in there.
Tell me about Bellamore.
Ambassador Balmore's a challenge. When the rest of House Varoon retreated into seclusion shortly after the signing of the armistice, Balmore stayed here. He's since lent his support to a small number of archival requests, so there's real hope he might again. Though claiming to know how a member of House Varoon thinks is a quick way to earn yourself a psych eval.
That actually sounds pretty promising.
It does, but there's a concern. We're not 100% sure Balmore's actually still alive. His public appearances were always rare, but it's been several years now since he last poked his head out. Scans of the facility show life signs, but not the kind we were expecting. Your task is to find him and kindly but firmly remind him of his duties under the armistice.
I'll track him down.
I have no doubt. Now, here. This device should get you all the way down. And fair warning. Now, if you have additional questions or require clearance for a new approach we haven't already discussed, don't hesitate to ask. I'd suggest you start with Ambassador Radcliffe. Approach her while the attack is still fresh in her. Be smart out there.
Hey.
So.
Captain.
Sorry, but I need sign-off from the Interstellar Affairs office.
You are a visitor? You'll find the ambassador.
This Visitors are only allowed in the lobby, offices, or...
I wonder how many times one side or the other has threatened to close this embassy down over the years.
All that security and they still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Guests could
I'm
make
sorry.
themselves comfortable.
Do you have an appointment?
I'm here on behalf of the United Colonies. We need the Freestar Collective's help.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants Terramorph data from the Armistice archives. Some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy. I
Yep.
can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me
You heard correctly. We need access to the archives.
I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time?
Persuade.
You're really gonna push this?
Persuade.
I'm listening. And those lives are in my hands. I'm sorry. You're not gonna
Damn.
flat... Captain, I'm sorry, but my...
Visitors are only allowed.
I wonder how many times one side or the other has threatened to close this embassy down over the years.
Can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
You're allowed three places. Conference room, lobby, or the ambassador's office. You set foot anywhere else, there's going to be problems.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment? Ah, you're the one. You have my now, that now the UC... I can only Let me be I will not be... You're really gonna push...
Persuade.
I'm listening. A step
That
towards
worked.
better relations. I could see some value. I suppose you're right. You think this is... Captain, I'm sorry.
God.
You're allowed 3 places. Conference room,
I'm
lobby,
sorry.
or the ambassador's office. You set foot
Ah,
anywhere
you're the
else,
one.
there's going
You have my thanks for what you did. Now, that now the use... I can only presume.
Till
Let me
I
be frank.
complete the
I will not be
persuasion.
You're really gonna push this?
Persuade.
I'm listening.
That.
Less than a generation. No one does.
Uh.
The cost of being... I suppose
Bitchin'.
you're right. Well, Captain, you make some good points. But if I'm really granting you access, I'm gonna need the following concessions. Your access will be limited. You can only take out the items related to stopping these terramorphs. The monitors will make sure of it. You go in once, you get everything you need on your trip, and never again. And all research done with the data will be monitored. If this data is being used to save the galaxy needs to be involved in the oversight. Freestar scientists will watch your people like hawks. So, do we have an agreement?
Agreed.
Excellent. Follow me. They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. It's not supposed to be a long process. It is for emergencies, after all. Here, I'll reach out to Deputy McIntyre. We'll coordinate the necessary oversights. Two unlikely allies, I guess.
You have my attention.
Just seeing if she had anything to say.
I cannot help but notice that the Colony War Memorial is in direct line of sight of this embassy. I suspect that was very much intentional.
Exactly. It's like...
Possible.
When someone insults you, you want to just...
Oh, this is the commercial district, if I'm not mistaken. It's a shame that this got patched, because there used to be this fun little way of just getting, like, running up to here, and then you fall through the map, and then you'd actually be able to go to the vendors' chests. Unfortunately, it's gone now. I know, it sucks. Fucking that stuff.
This is certainly different than anything else in New Atlantis. Well.
Take what you must. Leave the rest for the scavengers.
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss. Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Eh? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge, and then... silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly?
The spaceport is in rough shape, but not much else was damaged.
Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information, then. On terrormorphs, presumably. Do I see this all clearly?
Correct. We're going to use the data in the archives to better understand and stop these attacks.
The preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Varun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Varun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
You have my word. I will make sure it's used for good.
You have mine as well. For what that is worth.
Well then, I shall not fear. Please, follow me. Let's hope it still works. And there. Let it be used for good.
Now would be a good time to reprioritize what we bring with us and what we leave behind. Or sell. Or throw away.
Yeah, it's pretty fair.
Lives of nearly every individual in the settled systems are so heavily influenced by what goes on in this building.
Already stowed.
Fuel, both ship and generator.
All right, UC Distribution Center.
I'm pleased to report that our stock... Welcome to UC Distribution. Now, before you say a word, I have been told... Also, if you're here about a...
I'd like to see what you have
Yes,
to say.
of course. Right. Come back if you need something else.
I asked my boss what they're doing to stop doing it.
I'm told by top officials the cabinet.
Okay, why did you make me go down if you...
Yes? You needed something?
You know, I went to chef school.
Captain, you're back sooner than... Oh, wait. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe? And Balmore? We're all in agreement.
Codes pieces from House Valrun and Freestar collected. And ready to be deployed.
So the old man was still lurking around in there. Fine work, Captain. And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Did you need something?
Nope, nothing for me.
Very good.
Yes. What? Keeping the skies safe out there?
This one. Here we go.
appreciate that not every meter of land was plowed under to build the city. This trail is far too grand for such a fate.
Here on Vanguard business?
I'm with the Vanguard, you dope.
There you are. Captain, Deputy told me what went down. Impressive work.
Captain, if you'd be willing to transfer the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing what comes next.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. So whenever you're ready.
I made a promise. Hadron, can you assure this data will be used for good?
Yes. It will be. Percival and I have done our damage. This is us starting to put some things right.
Here.
Acknowledged and accepted, Captain. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures.
Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
Yeah.
Hello.
There we go. I was about to start yelling, Levian!
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies?
I'm ready.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen?
I will.
Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation.
We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property.
Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position.
Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name.
So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms?
I'll take it to my grave.
Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
Yes?
Nothing?
Very good.
All right. There's something in particular I'm looking for.
Are we at all surprised that the UC has such a massive space dedicated to secrets?
You may proceed down the corridor. But there are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
Very well, I will wait. You go on.
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat. President Abeyo was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get. Which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am?
Nope, can't say I do. You know, you do look sort of familiar.
There's a reason for that. Introductions first, though. I'm Francois Sanon, but most know me as Vivictus. I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes, but the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here, a sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies.
Definitely one of the chattier ghosts I've met. Except about what you actually want.
I want to help you, and my progeny Hadrian, prevent more attacks. Though I am curious, has she shared with you the nature of our little family?
She told me she's your clone.
Did she? So willing to trust Hadrian. I never did succeed in driving that out of her. Our relationship has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader, carry on the legacy I established, and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do.
Sorry, I had to go pet my poppers. Fine, I'm listening.
After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on,
I'll be right back.
locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the Colony War. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with.
Go on.
There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlaise. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colony's more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the colony war ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him, however you're able. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know.
I need to think about this.
By all means. You find Orlaise.
How about I arrest him and turn him over to the UC?
You can certainly try, but the man's been out there 20 years. He's likely gone. Easier for all.
I'm not killing anyone, but if he's actually as bad as you claim, I'll consider bringing him to justice.
If that's what you require to sleep at night, so be it. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria. Wolf says there's a...
Speak to the deputy. Nope, wrong door.
Identity verified. You may proceed to the exit.
I'm gonna go talk to the deputy.
Everything good? We're here to help.
Pardon. Captain, did your meeting go well? I hope it's clear now why we needed you to agree to all the secrecy.
There's an executed war criminal in the basement. Deputy, I was not prepared for that at all.
Surprised me too when I learned it. But the prisoner has proven useful over the years, and kept far from any major decision-making.
But I do think it's worth re-emphasizing. No one else can know about this. All right?
I'll keep it to myself.
Good. Because, and that's not a good look for any of us.
The prisoner asked me to deal with Dr. Orlaise. Figured you and I should discuss it.
Dr. Reginald Orlaise? He's finally found him.
I'll be right back.
Of course, killing Orlaise is completely out of the question. But bringing him to justice... He's been on the lam for years. That'd be a huge win for the UC.
What's being offered in return?
Sorry about that.
He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he just gave us that information. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort to bring the man in alive. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting?
Didn't have anything else to discuss.
Then I'll bid you good day, Captain. And remind you of...
What is it?
Nope, don't have anything for me. Okay.
Yes.
Take off. Tula of the... I'll board as soon as I can. Board.
Unauthorized life forms on board. Disabling craft jump systems.
careful not to point that thing at me.
They did not have much. Wrong button.
Now you'll bleed.
Unauthorized life forms removed. All systems online.
Thanks. I would have been done for if you hadn't shown up.
It wasn't a problem.
Man, if only you got here earlier. But what can you do? It's over. Here. It's not much. Yeah, thanks for nothing, you piece of junk.
Yes?
That ship will carry the memory of your visit forever.
Doc.
We've docked. I'm sure whoever's in that ship will be
Bored.
thrilled.
This station is but a shadow of its former purpose. I do not like it here. I understand this station was once quite
Looking to
a
lodge a
luxurious
complaint?
place for
Then you want UC
military
security, not the
commanders.
Vanguard.
Based on what I see,
Actually, I'm with the Vanguard. Supra E et Ultra Captain. What?
Oh, apologies, Captain. Didn't recognize you without the uniform. So, what can I do for you?
Reginald Olays. I heard you might know him.
Orlaise. Doesn't ring a bell.
I don't want to say much, but it's a sensitive mission.
Suit yourself. Well, I can tell you there's no one, but there has been a rumor about a ship floating out around Etheria. Never docks. They call it the Warlock. Maybe this Orlaise, a part of Etheria.
I'll take those coordinates.
Sure thing. Here. This should get you pointed in the right direction. Go get your man.
Well, she was nice.
What can I do for you, Captain?
yes, you need me?
Nope.
Until next time.
Okay. Yeah, you'd think she would have something to say about me becoming a UC citizen, but nope.
I'm sure they're sad to see you go.
Endless void. Who is this you've brought me? More scrap for the field. Savor your last moments, Moat. All systems. Shoot them down.
Not right now. Nope. Did not want to do that. I want to board his ship. I don't want to blow up his ship.
Endless void. Who is this you've brought me?
Quick save.
More scrap for the field. Savor your last moments, Moat. All systems. Shoot them down. What are you? No, I will not die in a cage.
You are under arrest, my friend. There are no ifs and or buts.
Can we speak for a moment?
In a bit.
Pilot emergency detected. Patch override engaged. Error. File deletion cannot be completed. Ending process.
Using Isaac. Isaac. I am your sidekick, your shadow, your tape.
Nope, there she is.
I have been curious. I know that your role in Constellation was thrust upon you in an unusual way. But that experience does not demand that you stay. You could have delivered the artifact and then left. Why do you stay?
It's a good group of people and they need my help.
They are dedicated in their cause. This is rare and admirable, I think. My past is complicated. And anyone in Constellation will tell you I do not speak much of it. But my family always stressed the importance of having a purpose in life. You must have a reason for being.
Why is Constellation meaningful to you?
This group of people, who by rights would never associate with one another, has come together for a common cause. That is impressive on its own, before considering the magnitude of the work they have undertaken. The possibility possibilities it holds.
I'm thinking. I think it's important. Having goals is important.
A goal is something you work towards, an expectation of achievement. That is not the same. I believe it is sometimes phrased as the destination is not as important as the journey. When I first came to New Atlantis, they...
Hold on.
I have been curious. You could have They are dedicated. My past is, but my fam...
Hopefully you leave time for fun too.
Fun is not a consideration. I am not saying I am incapable of it, it just should never be a priority over other things. When I first came to New Atlantis, they do their jobs, eat their food, sleep in their beds, all seemingly without concern for anything around them. Complacent. Their experience is so different from much of the settled systems. They do not know how good they have it.
There's no way to know what someone else is going through. I think people need to struggle to live.
I think if there is no struggle, people can forget what living really means. Purpose cuts through adversity. I know that all too well. And these people seem to have no idea. No, it has not. We do what we must to carry on. My family is unique within the settled systems. I grew up outside the bounds of the United Colonies, or the Freestar Collective. My parents, and their parents before them, did not believe anyone outside our family could be trusted or relied upon. You can imagine, I am sure, how existence without ties to others is challenging in space.
Why did your family insist on independence?
They believed, and still do, that anyone who was not part of our family did not share our values, our goals, and was ultimately a potential threat. My time in the settled systems has mostly led me to agree with them. It has certainly proven valuable. Saved me. A few times, without question. For now, though, it would seem you and I have found purpose in Constellation. I believe that is enough. I am pleased that